Have you ever shared something with someone only to regret it later? It could be a personal goal, a financial detail, or a private struggle, and suddenly, you realize maybe you should have kept it to yourself. The truth is, not everything is meant to be shared, and some things are better left unsaid. Think about how much time we spend sharing our lives on social media or in conversations, often without realizing the impact it can have on our peace of mind. The problem is, when we share certain things too openly, we invite judgment, unwanted advice, or even envy into our lives. In this video, we're going to explore 5 things you should never share with anyone. These are the things that, if kept private, can protect your mental well-being, guard your personal boundaries, and keep you focused on what really matters. This isn't about being secretive or shutting people out. It's about practicing wisdom and discernment when it comes to what we reveal. By understanding why some things are better kept to ourselves, we can live a life that's more grounded, more peaceful, and more in control. So, if you've ever felt the need to share every little detail about your life, or if you're curious about how to better protect your privacy, then keep watching. We'll go over what these 5 things are, why it's important to keep them private, and how doing so aligns with timeless wisdom from Stoic philosophy. This simple shift in mindset could change how you interact with others and help you find a sense of calm in today's world where oversharing has become the norm. Number 1. Your long-term goals. When it comes to your big goals and dreams, it's often better to keep them to yourself. Think about the last time you shared a major goal with someone. Maybe it felt good to talk about it like you were already on the way to achieving it. But the reality is, announcing your goals too early can actually make them harder to accomplish. There's a psychological effect at play. When you share your plans, you might feel a sense of satisfaction just by talking about them, which tricks your brain into thinking you've already made progress. This false sense of achievement can reduce your motivation to put in the hard work needed. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should focus on actions, not words. The idea is simple. Don't waste energy talking about what you plan to do. Instead, use that energy to actually do it. If you constantly share your goals with others, you risk getting distracted by their reactions, whether it's praise, skepticism, or even jealousy. This can put pressure on you to perform, not for your own growth, but to live up to someone else's expectations. By keeping your goals private, you give yourself the freedom to work quietly, without distractions or added stress. It also allows you to adjust your plans as needed, without feeling embarrassed if things don't go as expected. After all, life is unpredictable, and sometimes we need to take a different path to reach our destination. If no one knows about your plans, you don't have to explain your choices or feel like you're letting anyone down. Of course, this doesn't mean you should never share your goals. It's fine to talk to a mentor or someone you trust who can offer valuable guidance. But for the most part, keep your big plans close to your chest. Let your actions speak for you, and let your success be the thing that makes noise. When you achieve something significant, it will feel even more rewarding because it was a result of your quiet, steady efforts, not the expectations of others. So remember, your long-term goals are like seeds. Plant them in the soil, water them regularly, but don't pull them out to show everyone how they're growing. Let them blossom quietly, and when the time is right, the world will see the results. Number 2. Your income and financial situation. Sharing your financial details, like how much you earn or how much money you have saved, can cause more harm than good. When you talk openly about your income, it often leads to people comparing themselves to you. This can create feelings of envy, jealousy, or even resentment. Someone who earns less might feel inadequate, while someone who earns more might feel the need to show off. Neither of these situations is healthy, and it can harm your relationships. Discussing your finances can also attract unwanted attention. If people know you have a lot of money, some might try to take advantage of your situation. You could become a target for people who only want to be around you for your wealth, or even worse, someone might try to manipulate you for their own benefit. Even sharing details like a raise at work could put pressure on you, as others might expect you to be more generous or even lend money. From a Stoic point of view, it's important to focus on inner contentment and not get caught up in what others think of us. Your financial situation does not define who you are as a person. True wealth, according to Stoicism, comes from living a virtuous life and developing a strong character. When you keep your financial details private, You maintain control over how you are perceived and avoid the unnecessary judgments that come with disclosing your income. If you do feel the need to talk about money, it's better to discuss general financial principles or advice that could help others without revealing your specific situation. For example, sharing tips on budgeting or saving can be useful and doesn't put you in a vulnerable position. But when it comes to the actual numbers, it's usually best to keep them to yourself. Remember, it's not about being secretive. It's about protecting your peace of mind and staying focused on what truly matters. The less you share about your income and finances, the more control you have over your life, and the more you can build real wealth, not just in terms of money, but in terms of character, resilience, and personal growth. Number 3, your personal life problems. When we face problems, it's natural to want to share them with others. We often think that talking about our struggles will bring comfort or understanding. But sharing too much about your personal life problems can have the opposite effect. Not everyone you share your problems with has good intentions. Some people may use that information to gossip or judge you rather than help. It can also make your issues seem bigger than they are because you're constantly talking about them instead of focusing on finding solutions. The Stoics believed in facing adversity with strength and dignity. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught that challenges are a part of life and that we should learn to deal with them quietly and calmly. It doesn't mean you should never talk to anyone about what you're going through. It's important to have a few trusted people, those who genuinely care about you and will offer real support. But be cautious about sharing your struggles with everyone around you, as not everyone will understand or even care. Another problem with oversharing is that it can bring a lot of unwanted advice. Everyone will have an opinion on what you should do, and their advice may not always be helpful. In fact, it could even make things more confusing. Instead of trying to please everyone or follow different suggestions, focus on solving the problem in your own way. This doesn't mean you need to do everything alone, but it's better to keep most of your struggles private and only share them with those who can truly help. Finally, keeping some things to yourself can help build resilience. When you choose not to share every problem, you develop inner strength and self-reliance. You learn to handle difficulties without always needing validation or sympathy from others. This can make you more confident in your ability to face future challenges, knowing you can get through tough times on your own. In summary, while it's okay to seek support when needed, it's wiser to be selective about whom you share your personal problems with. Focus on solving the issue, confide in a trusted few, and remember that sometimes the best approach is to keep your struggles private and face them with quiet courage. Number 4, your acts of kindness. Sharing your acts of kindness might seem like a harmless thing to do. After all, isn't it good to encourage others by showing how you're helping out? While this can sometimes be the case, there is a deeper value in keeping your good deeds private. When you broadcast your generosity, it can start to look like you're doing kind things just to get attention or praise. The genuine spirit behind the act can get lost, and your kindness becomes less about helping others and more about boosting your own reputation. According to Stoic philosophy, true kindness should be done quietly and for its own sake, not for applause. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, often reminded himself to do good without expecting any recognition or reward. This idea helps you practice humility and reminds you that kindness should come from a sincere place, not a need to be admired. When your acts of kindness remain private, they maintain their true value and purity. You aren't doing them for likes on social media or for others to think highly of you. You're doing them because it's the right thing to do. There's also a practical benefit to keeping your good deeds under wraps. When people notice you constantly talking about the help you give, it can come across as bragging. This might actually push people away or make them doubt your sincerity. In contrast, when you help others quietly, you allow your actions to speak for themselves. The people you help might tell others about your generosity, but when it comes from them, it's seen as genuine rather than self-promotional. So, instead of sharing every kind act, try practicing the art of quiet generosity. This doesn't mean you shouldn't share uplifting stories from time to time, especially if they can inspire others. But when it comes to personal acts of kindness, let the good deeds stay between you and those you help. That way, you can ensure your motivation is pure, and you're doing it out of a genuine desire to make a difference, rather than seeking praise. Kindness is most powerful when it's done quietly. Let your actions be driven by a desire to make the world a better place, not by the need for recognition. This approach not only aligns with Stoic values, but also helps you cultivate a deeper sense of humility and purpose. Number 5. Your future plans. It's tempting to share your future plans with others, especially when you're excited about a new project or a big life change. But talking about your plans before they are set in stone can backfire. When you share your ambitions, you may receive all kinds of opinions, advice, or even doubts from people around you. These can distract you or even make you question your own path. It can also add unnecessary pressure, as now you might feel like you have to succeed to meet others' expectations instead of focusing on your personal goals. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. If you tell everyone about your intentions and then something changes, you might end up feeling embarrassed or disappointed. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what is within our control and accept that some things are beyond our influence. The outcome of your plans is not fully under your control, so it's better to keep them to yourself until you have made significant progress or even achieved the goal. This helps you stay focused and prevents outside opinions from affecting your motivation. When you keep your plans private, you also avoid unnecessary comparisons. Sharing your goals can lead to others comparing your progress to theirs or offering unsolicited advice based on their experiences, which may not be relevant to your situation. It's much easier to stay on your own path and avoid distractions when you are working quietly. Plus, there's something powerful about letting your actions speak for themselves. When you achieve your goals without broadcasting them first, the success feels even more rewarding. This doesn't mean you should never share your plans with anyone at all. If you have a close friend, mentor, or family member whose opinion you truly value, it can be helpful to seek guidance or feedback. But in general, it's best to protect your vision from unnecessary outside influence. Let your progress be a pleasant surprise to others, rather than an expectation they hold you to. So, stay focused, keep working toward your dreams, and let the results do the talking. That way, you can avoid unnecessary distractions and stay true to the path you've chosen for yourself. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining me in exploring these 5 things you should never share with anyone. Remember, keeping certain matters private isn't about being secretive. It's about protecting your peace and focusing on what truly matters. By being mindful of what you share, you're taking an important step towards living a more resilient and wise life, just like the Stoics taught. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Wisdom of Stoicism, so you never miss out on more content that can help you level up your life. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with these 5 things? Or is there something else you think should always be kept private? Share your ideas in the comments below. Your insights might help others on their journey. Before you go, make sure to check out some of my other videos that dive deeper into Stoic philosophy and personal growth. You might enjoy 10 Stoic Secrets to Lasting Happiness, where I share practical ways to find true contentment, or The Power of Negative Visualization, which explains how to use this ancient Stoic technique to prepare for life's challenges. You can find the links on the screen now. Thank you again for watching, and as always, keep practicing wisdom and stay resilient. See you in the next video.